Hey guys, Peter Rodner, Mokdong Branch. This is my post vlog for C2 Eagle Outliers Lesson 10, the Ethnic Theory of Plane Crashes Part 2. So, as I stated in my original vlog, I made some changes to the project. Instead of having students make a booth, I had them act out 3 scenarios representing the personality, responsibility, and culture aspects in the lesson. I did allow them to pick more than one country, as well as provide them with 2 superpowers, the ability to teleport and the ability to freeze time. Overall, I was very happy with all the projects in my class. Let me just go over a few things that I implemented while I was teaching. As I stated, I would connect one of the components to one of Hofstadter's 3 dimensions. For example, personality was connected to the idea of individualism and collectivism. So when I got to this section, they do provide you with 2 scenarios. One is if you have a problem, would you go up to your teacher for help? And 2, when you're in a new school, is it easy or difficult to make new friends? So this one was pretty easy to connect to the idea of individualism or collectivism. Pretty simply, I was able to go into a little bit deeper on the idea of, well, it would really depend on the problem whether or not you'd want to talk to your teacher about it. Students were able to share examples or situations where they would or would not talk to their teacher. Then, instead of asking them, what does this reveal about your personality, I instead had them come up with other situations or other scenarios in Korea when you work alone or when you work in a group. So a majority of students for the individual side came up with some type of academic or test-taking scenario. For the group side, most students talked about the C2 projects as well as some type of sporting event where you work together. So I feel that overall these pre-discussions really made my students understand the dimension a little bit easier, as well as start getting some ideas of what type of scenarios they could maybe introduce in their final project. So the second change I made to the project was to provide my students with 2 superpowers. The first one was to freeze time, and the second one was to teleport. To start off, my students loved this idea. They were all really excited about it. They all thought this was really funny and thought this would be really creative. So it really did do what I was hoping, was to make sure that the video doesn't feel redundant. The freezing time was super easy. Students were able to do this immediately. All they had to do was say freeze time in the middle of their scene, and it really gave a student the opportunity to share any commentary, explain what was happening in the scenario, or even provide any opinions of what they thought. The second one, teleportation, was a lot more difficult. The reason was because the camera operator, the people in the scene, as well as the person teleporting, all had to work together. And to help them out, I actually created a quick little video just to show them how teleportation could work. Guys, so today you're going to have the power of teleportation. So here's an example of how it could be used. So wow, I'm really thirsty. I wish I had a coffee. Oh wow, look at this. This is delicious. Now I want to make it disappear. Oh, look at that, see? So now today in your projects, I want you to use the power of teleportation. Just to get the idea of how are they going to do this and how they had to plan it out ahead of time. I think this one was really difficult. I think if you're going to use teleportation, it's probably going to take a couple times before they actually get really good at it. Some of my students were able to do a really good job. However, it was really difficult. So, these were overall my tips and suggestions for the C2 Eagle Outliers. I hope that you've enjoyed the lesson. I hope your classes go well, and I'll see you next vlog.